Hello everyone. Thank you for joining our webinar on improve engagement with Sitecore communities. I am Abhilash and I'll be your moderator for today's webinar. As we begin, I want to take you through a few indicators so that we can interact better during the webinar. What you're looking at is the attendee interface of GoToWebinar. As you see, there is also a viewer window on the left. This will show you everything that we'll be sharing from our screen. You also have access to a control panel which is on the right hand side from where you can type in your queries and share your comments. We will be reviewing your questions as they come in and we'll take them up towards the end during the question and answer session. Also, the webinar is being recorded and everyone will receive an email with a link to view the recording of today's event. Now let me tell you something about our company, Suyati Technologies. To begin with, Suyati provides marketing technology and integration services for companies that wish to combine the best of the breed solution and create a unified approach to customer acquisition. We enable system integration between various CMS and CRM platforms and a slew of e-commerce, marketing automation, social media, email and social marketing and customer service systems. Suyati's custom technology solutions have been deployed in many countries in the Western Europe, in the United States and Australia, and have helped many enterprises leverage the web, cloud, and mobile technologies to acquire customers through integrated digital marketing. We have strategic partnership with various technological giants such as Salesforce, Sitefinity, and MongoDB. We are also a Microsoft certified Gold partner. Suyati is based in Chicago with product engineering capability out of the US and India. Suyati has a strategic partnership with Sitecore, the award-winning user experience platform, which helps to provide enterprises the best content management services customized to their clients' unique online experiences. Combining our CMS expertise with our skills in working with the .NET platform, we can leverage the powerful products from Sitecore to enable personalized digital ambience for diverse audiences. Suyati's repertoire of Sitecore expertise includes, but is not restricted to, integration with different systems, CMS migration, customization, e-commerce, and leveraging the Sitecore experience platform. Now, I would like to introduce you to our featured speaker. Our today's featured speaker is Mr. Eddie Joseph. Eddie is a software developer who is working in Suyati Technologies for over 3 years. He has extensive experience in working on various CMS platforms and is a certified Actron and Sitecore developer. As you can see, these are our social media tags. You can use the hashtags and handles to post questions. You can follow us or even tag us. Now I would like to walk you through the agenda of the day very quickly. We'll be starting with a brief introduction to Sitecore. Then we'll be discussing about how we can implement a blog in Sitecore. We'll be talking about user management in Sitecore, implementing polls in Sitecore. We'll be showing a lot of demos regarding the workflows in Sitecore, and we'll be concluding with the multilingual website. Now, let me pass it over to our featured speaker. Over to you, Eddie.
Thank you, Abhilash, for the introduction. Hi, everybody. So today I'm going to show you how some of the community features can be easily incorporated in Sitecore with the minimum effort to get it done. There are many features that need to be addressed when it comes to a community website, but since the time window is small, I would like to have some of the features which can be included. So the points which I'm going to concentrate are how easy it is to implement a blog feature with modules that come ready in Sitecore. So I'll be just explaining how a blog, one of the modules that comes in Sitecore Marketplace, works. And then obviously users are the main, the main part of a community website. So I'm going to explain you the different kinds of users that could be used to manage users in a community website. And then I'll go through implementing a poll in Sitecore. So implementation of a poll in Sitecore will be to showcase how easy it is to implement a custom feature, a custom solution, even if not the poll, but any feature. So I just took poll as an example because it's been used more commonly in community websites. Then I'll walk you through the workflows available in Sitecore, and finally, how you can set up a global website. So let's begin with blogs. Blogs are very common features that most of you might have come across in community websites. It's a very proven means of sharing knowledge as such. You can either get a blog feature implemented in Sitecore with your own custom features available, but in most of the cases, there are pre-built modules available in Sitecore Marketplace. So which is where you will find a lot of predefined or pre-built uh, modules. The best part is that the features you want to implement will be already tested. You have many trusted developers and companies out there who give away the modules. I have selected to showcase a module called OV blog, which can be downloaded from the Sitecore marketplace. Uh, you can actually install a blog or any module in two ways. I can just show you how it is done. Either you can log into your Sitecore CMS dashboard. From there, you can go to your desktop, go to your development tools, installation result. So all these modules comes in the form of zip files. All you have to do is upload the package here, and then finally you can install it. I have already installed the weblog. Since it takes a bit of time, I just thought of getting it installed already. Or from a developer's point of view, you can actually install it with the help of Sitecore Rocks as well. All you have to do is go to the instance, right click, and there you go, manage packages. So you can upload the zip here and install the same way. So these are the two ways that you can actually install a module, not only a vblog, but any module that comes from Sitecore. So once you install a module, it will have its own templates defined, for example, inside modules. So here you can see you have a whole lot of data templates which are already defined. So a developer need not build it all the time again and again. For example, you have blog entry, which is actually a data template which can be used to create a blog. You have got your text, title, introduction, content, image. So all these things come out of the box so that you need not worry about building it again. And let me show you how you can add a blog with the help of um, editor. So you go to your content editor. So, so this is a sample blog which I have already created. All you have to do is right button, click insert from template, and you can actually select which template you want to use. So since we have the data template inside modules, and inside which you will find the particular see, there you go, blog. So I've created an object of this blog, which is your sample blog. Inside sample blog, you have fields like blog entries, categories, and you can see 2016, which is the current year. So the categories are the categories which can be assigned to these blogs. Let's say if you are writing a blog on child welfare, you can tag it, and also at the same time you can tag multiple categories onto the same blog. Now, to create a blog, you can actually right click and you can create a new entry. You need not worry about which folder it has to go to. You can simply create a blog. Let's, for the sake of demo, uh, demo blog. Click OK. Now, This is where your content goes to. You get an editor here. I'm just giving me some demo content. I'm going to give it an image. Let's say give building one. I'm going to give an alternate text for this image because it's a required field. And you can tag it. You can also tag multiple categories. For the time being, let's just tag child welfare. Do that, save it. Now you have a blog ready. So I have already created a home page. So ideally the home page should have pulled one of these blogs up. So there you go. Here is your demo blog. So like I said, you need not worry about where it should go and get saved. So if you are writing this blog on February, so it will directly go into February. So next month it's going to create a new uh, folder for whichever month you are creating the blog for, and thus it keeps the content neat. So you need not worry about handling or managing keep the folder structure neat as itself. So when I do this, you might have seen this message. It says if you publish now, the selected version will not be visible on the website because it is not in the final workflow step. So this is where I'm going to showcase you what the workflows are for, which will be my fourth point. For now, let's just keep it here. Let's move on to our next topic, which is user management. So obviously, users play a very important role in community websites because a community is made up of users who fall under different groups, different types of groups. Sitecore as a CMS does gives us a robust means of managing or handling these users. From my point of view, you can actually categorize users into three when it comes to a community website. One is your admin or the CMS user who actually logs into the CMS dashboard and stuff like that. And then you have your membership users who are actually the group members, and then anonymous user who just visit the page, but yes, end of the day we want those users to be converted to membership users. Admins or the CMS users are the ones who take care of the site as a whole. They are responsible for the content that's shown on the site, creation of different entities like pages, or when it comes to moderators of the content that comes from an external user, etc. So basically, they manage the site as a whole. So such users should have access to the CMS, which can be considered as the backend. Uh, under admin users, they can be given different access levels as well. For example, there will be a super admin who will have complete access, so he or she has the authority to decide whether a piece of content should be published on the website or not. Which is just one thing that an admin can do. There are much more things which an admin can do. There will be another set of users who should have access to approved contents but not publish them, who are actually your approvers. So similarly, under CMS users itself, there will be a different kind of admin system. Now, when it comes to membership users, uh, membership users are those who are actually going to be the part of different communities in the site. These users are not supposed to have access to the CMS directly, but they should be given the access to join different communities, comment on blogs, or even pause blogs, etc. Like I said, anonymous users are those who never enter into a CMS. They just simply come across and view some pages, but we should have some sort of mechanism to pull them and convert them into group users. The question is, how does Sitecore manage to grant access to these users? The answer is domains and roles. So what are domains? Uh, you can use security domains to manage users' access to different parts of Sitecore. For example, if you have multiple websites within a single system. A Sitecore domain is a collection of security accounts that you can administer as a unit with common rules and procedures. Domain is used to collect security accounts that have some logical relationship. For example, all the accounts that have access to use the Sitecore client could be stored in the Sitecore domain. So a Sitecore client is a domain which comes out of the POS. So any user who is inside, who is a member of Sitecore client, should be able to access the admin areas. Whereas all the accounts which has access to published website could be in the extranet domain. So if the user is a membership account, he has to be, or he or she has to be in the extranet domain. Extranet domain is a website security domain that contains the user accounts that corresponds to the visitors to the website. It also contains the customized roles that manage read access to the content of the website. Like I said, Sitecore domain, this domain is an internal security domain that contains all the users who can access Sitecore clients and the Sitecore client roles that influence the functionalities that are available to users. It also contains the customized roles that control the access that user have to items. And finally, you have a default domain. This is a virtual domain that only exists in memory. For the sake of a community website, we might be let's just not look into it. And we also have roles. Now, Sitecore comes with a series of predefined roles that you can use to manage a user authorization on items and functionalities. I can just demo you where all these things reside inside the CMS. So let's go back, and right in the desktop, you have your user manager. So you can see these are the users. So once you add a user to your website or admin, it comes here. You can see under which domain this user comes into. For example, here is admin user who, like I said, admin has to be part of Sitecore domain. Then you have a membership user. Yes, we can also create our own custom domains with different access roles and stuff like that. So I just created a membership user just to showcase that yes, we can create custom domain. Then you have your extended user here. Uh, And here is your domain manager. So as of now, you can see there are 5 domains. By default, you will find only Sitecore, extranet, and default. The rest two I just created just for the sake of demo. And let me just show you. These are the roles that comes predefined. For example, Sitecore/author. A user who needs to have author or editing kind of access should be a member of this group. So similarly, you have a whole lot of roles which are already present in Sitecore. Plus, you can go and create your own roles and assign the accessibility level and stuff like that. Now, let's move on to our next topic, which is implementing a poll. So poll functionality is another feature that usually comes up with community websites. So I took it as a point just to showcase how easy it is to implement such a functionality in Sitecore, and as well as how fast you can develop features, saving a lot of time and effort. So when you want to implement such a functionality, the first thing that you will need to do is to create a template. So I've just created data template for poll. This is just for the sake of demo. So I have 3 fields: text, image, chat. So you can have any number of fields that you want to. This is the first step that you do when such a function comes across. Once this is done, you have the data text ready. All you have to do is create contents out of this so that I can showcase the poll. Once this is done, from a developer's point of view, I will be creating controllers and views so that you can further showcase the same inside. So here I have the template which actually renders the poll and few controllers to get this thing done. So I've already done one of this. Okay. And yes, finally you have to kind of apply these or assign these template to your module. Oh, one second. Uh, okay, my machine just got disconnected. Let me just connect again.
Do we need to start that system?
Uh, Excuse me, then just let me just try connecting this once more. Okay, so
Sorry for the inconvenience. We'll get back to that.
So yes, I was about to showcase you the poll functionality that I just created pretty soon. So this is the home page I have, and you can see in the design layout of home, I have brought in the poll which I have already created. So right now it is being assigned to a placeholder, and a default data source has been set. Okay, there you go. This is one default data type, the data which I have already assigned to the poll. But let me show you how easily you can switch around different polls. Let's say I don't want to show this poll and show another poll here. I can actually go to the content and let's assign another data. See, it was that easy. The best part is that you can actually edit all these things from here itself. You simply edit it. And just click the save button. So you need not even go into the content editor or so. Getting on to our next topic, which are workflows. So what are workflows? Workflows ensure that items move through a predefined set of states before they become publishable, usually intended to ensure that content receives the appropriate review and approvals uh, before publication to the live website actually happens. Workflows provide a flexible and controllable way of content creation, maintenance, and review. Sitecore's workflow facilitates make it possible to quickly define sophisticated workflows, often without writing any code at all. So you need not actually require a developer's help if you have the kind of understanding how workflow works. A workflow is it's a series of states that reflects the work processes and procedures for creating web content in your organization. For example, your workflow states can correspond to the creation, review, and approval stages that items might go through before they are actually published on your website. A workflow can contain any number of workflow states and be as simple or complex as required. Items do not necessarily have to move through all the workflow states uh, that you have defined. Some states can be optional or only applicable to certain kind of content. So you can see that workflows can be very simple or complex. So it depends on your business cases. But either way, anyway, an administrator can override any of these workflow states and move an item through the states or publish the item at any given time. Furthermore, you can implement any number of different workflows. As a minimum, each workflow must contain two workflow states, which so one that is the initial workflow state and one that is the final workflow state. You can publish an item in a workflow if it is in the final state alone. Typically, developers implement workflows, but it can be useful for content others to understand how a workflow is constructed and implemented. Uh, Workflow has the following entities. So workflow which you will find workflow in the tree table. If you go into the content editor inside Sitecore system, there you go. So this is where all your workflows are. Now, let us just take an example of sample workflow which comes out of the box, which is pretty simple to understand and stuff like that. So this is sample workflows is the workflow which we are looking at, and this workflow has three stages: draft, awaiting approval, and approved. So once, let's say, a content author comes in and creates a content, it will be in the draft state. So then this will be submitted. So, if you open this, you can see the actions that are performed when you actually draft a content. And once you have created the draft, it goes to the awaiting approval state. Uh, From there, a corresponding user, let's say an approval kind of user, can either approve it or reject it. If you reject it, it will go back to your draft state. And if it is approved, yes, finally it is approved, and you can actually publish the content to the live. So there are other, you can see there are other workflows also available. I'll just show you. We have just created a blog. A demo blog. So you can see if you publish now this message which I already showed you. So this has been created as a draft. You can say this has been assigned the sample workflow. So it will be going through all these steps. Now to actually see where the status, you can go into the workbox. So you can see that under sample workflow there is one item in the draft. So ideally, it is a different user who actually logs in and approves this. But for the sake of demo, I have logged in as administrator so that I have all the privilege to move contents. So there it is, your demo block. You can actually submit it. In submitting it means I am pushing it to the next level where it is awaiting approval. So there you can again go and select it and let's approve the content. So but only after this will this content be available for publish. Let's just go and do a publish site. So once this is done, the content is actually moved to your live website. It's still publishing. Okay, so it has already published it to the live, so you can see that it has come across on your live environment. So this is how workflows work. Let's get into our final topic, which is multilingual website. So in today's world, a site is not just being accessed from one country alone. People from different cultures, different language, etc., access the site, and it is really relevant that the users see details in their language or culture so that it attracts more and you get the maximum conversion. Sitecore has the capability to have different language versions of a content. So basically, Sitecore makes managing a multi-language or multicultural site easy. A site can be managed in any number of culture. Let me just show you the lists which are already available. Let's get to the dashboard again. And go to the control panel. Add a new language. So this is where they list all the languages available. So you can see that all these languages are available. And just for English, you can see there are different cultures of English. You have English Jamaica, English Ireland, UK, Canada. So just for one language, you have different cultures. So what you can actually do is that if your site is being shown in Canada, you can show people the Canada version of the English, and on the other hand, if your the same website is being accessed from Ireland or UK, you can have a different variation of their own culture. So it's not just the languages; you even have culture-specific variations of the language, and each language has its own version, so which can be managed separately. Uh, and also items can be pushed through workflows to incorporate translation process also. So that's another one more important feature of a workflow. When implemented properly, a site will not require software changes to support new languages because it comes with a whole lot of languages as well. Now, how does Sitecore manage to get language specific content? Let's say I have created categories of blogs. So if you remember, the blog categories are found under the sample blog we just created. Yes, inside blogs folder, sample blog, and there you go. You have the categories inside. So let's say child welfare. Uh, this is actually your English version. I have added two more languages, French and Chinese. If you want to see the French version, you can switch into it. So for the Chinese version, oh, it's not Chinese, but I just said that child welfare in uh, France. Oh, sorry, I just moved it to France. So it's France. Now, how does Sitecore manages it? Earlier, what Sitecore does is the browser actually finds out from which location your website is being taken from, and it actually switches a parameter here. Let's say now it is EN, which stands for English. If I want to move to France, I just change that part there. So FR here, which stands for French, and you can see the content specific to France has come up. Whereas there are a few contents which are missing. That's because I have not created French version content there. That's why it's not coming. So this part has, but other slides do not. So this happened because I have not set up a fallback strategy. So let's say if a content is not supposed or does not have the corresponding language translated content, if you have set up a fallback language, you can actually show the content so that it doesn't go missing around. Um, so yes, that's it for the day. Back to you, Josh.
Thank you, Abhi. It was a pleasure to have you on board. Now it's time for our question and answer round. You can post in your questions and you can type in your questions on the control panel, which is available in your GoToWebinar interface. And we'll be our featured speaker will be answering your questions. And we have our first question. Our first question is: can we have custom workflows for Sitecore?
Yes, you can have custom workflows as such. Like I showed you, there are many workflows available. You can definitely create your own custom workflow. That's why I said you can. A workflow can be as simple as the sample workflow I showed you, or it can have let's say 10 states or even more. You can make it as complex as it can be.
Thanks, Eddie. Uh, our next question is: can we add additional properties to users?
Uh, Yes, you can actually. There are few features that, few properties that comes with the user. Let's say you have your user ID, email, stuff like that. But you can also create a custom property template. All you have to do is create domain under the settings, and then you can add it to a user. It's called a user profile. You can actually do it. Yes.
So thanks, Abhi. Next, we'll move on to our next question. Our next question is: can we change the design of a weblog design template?
Uh, yes, like, when you actually install Weblog into your website, it comes with a default design template, but you can actually change that template so that it matches your website's design. Yes.
So I think that's it. Thank you, Eddie, and thank you all. This is all the time that we had. Please look forward for the follow-up mail that will alert you on the on-demand status of our webinar so that you can review any kind of material that you missed, or you can simply go over again. Finally, a small request. We'd like each one of you to remain with us for a few more moments and complete our 4 questions exit survey. Any further queries will be taken offline. Reach us at our social media, or you can simply drop us an email at webinar@suyati.com. That's WEBINAR, webinar@suyati.com. That brings to the end of our webinar. Thanks everyone for joining us today. On behalf of Abby, myself, and our entire team at Suyati, we thank you for joining our webinar and taking your time to attend our webinar. Have a great day. Thank you very much.